It's delicious.
I just had... The audience is getting a view right now.
Woo! Damn.
No, I just had spicy chicken strips from Chick-fil-A.
I didn't know Chick-fil-A had chicken strips at
all.
all.
They have chicken strips.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No, because I just go, I know what I want when I go.
Oh, dude, the chicken strips are banging, but the spicy chicken strips are even more banging.
Is the same spicy as the spicy chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's real good.
Yeah,
It's real good. So we went to go visit my mom, and they had the spicy chicken. All they had at that Chick-fil-A was spicy chicken strips. I was like, whoa. Like, for chicken strips. I was like, just give me some chicken strips or whatever. And Jade came back. She was like, all they had was spicy. I'm like, they have spicy? I didn't even know they had spicy, let alone that's all they had.
I didn't even know they had chicken strips. Like, this is a whole new thing for me.
It's so good.
That's funny.
So, anyway.
But yeah, that was reminding me of the time I went to Burger King and they were out of burgers. At Burger King.
That could be a good marketing ploy for them, though.
No.
Yeah, the burgers were so good we sold out.
No, ask Nick. Nick's never been to Burger King since then, and it's been years.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
We went to McDonald's out and it's us all on Brandon. We went to McDonald's, and McDonald's had no drinks. No drinks. Only had bottled water and
do they even have bottled water? That's new to me too.
Milkshakes. I was like, what is going on? Thanks, Biden, holding up the whole operation.
God, gotta get my Dasani from McDonald's now.
Yeah, exactly. All that Coke water. No, I was talking to my parents, and they were like, yeah, it's all for this Green New Deal. That's all they want. They're just hamstringing the whole entire economy so the Green New Deal looks better. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, what's the end game? What's the end game?
The end game is you will own nothing and you will be happy. That's the end game. And that's not my words. That's a direct quote from Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum. The Great Reset.
It's like, what? How is it that they get to decide against it? We are no longer a representative democracy, republic, or whatever it is. I feel like at some point we were, like, some president got vetoed, or not vetoed, but impeached, successfully once, sometime maybe. No, I don't think we've ever successfully impeached anybody. I don't think anybody. Or recalled. Yeah, Gavin Newsom, whatever, didn't get recalled. It's like, come on, dude.
What a joke.
The guy in New Jersey was supposed to be an absolute slam dunk win for the Republican candidate, and it was like all of a sudden more ballots came out, and now
overnight.
It was
100% reported. It was 100% reported, and it was going red.
Yeah.
And then you went to bed and you woke up and it was,
let's go, Brandon.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. It's like they control what you hear. They control what you see. They control what you know. They control what you drink. They're going to tax you now where you drive. It's like every single thing. All the tolls that are supposed to pay off the roads or whatever, now they make tolls to pay off the tolls construction.
Is that for real? Is that really? Yeah. Is that where the money's going?
Yeah, they build a toll plaza to pay for building toll plazas.
I run them all anyways.
I'm like,
I just pay them later. It actually costs me more money, so I'm actually fucking myself. But
I'm just like, what, dude? So I watched a video about a funny video about JFK getting killed, and in the video, this was the Whitest Kids You Know video. Who's the guy? Lee Harvey Oswald? Or is that the guy that killed Abraham Lincoln?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Who killed?
Throwing up quotes here. Killed
Lincoln?
Kennedy.
Or Kennedy?
Kennedy, yeah.
Who killed Lincoln?
George Soros? No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember the guy's name.
It wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald?
No, Oswald was Kennedy.
Oswald was Kennedy. So Lee Harvey Oswald's sitting there in the window, right? The kid who's playing him, sitting there in the window, and he's like, just pretending like, the crowd goes wild. Well, they put me on my shoulders and they're going nuts. So he's doing this whole enactment in his head. And then the vice president is like, hey, you ready to do this? And so the vice president's sitting there like, you take into account for the wind, it's coming from the northeast. You got that off of safety. And so Oswald's like, would you stop bothering me, dude? I just want to be by myself. So it's like this back and forth between them. And then in the car, JFK's sitting there with Jackie. I don't know what his wife's name was.
His name or her name?
Her name.
His wife?
Yeah.
I think it's Jackie.
Is it Jackie Kennedy?
I don't know.
I don't know, dude. Marilyn Monroe's sitting there in the car with him, and she's like being annoying, listening to like some stupid song. So like at the same time, he's like daydreaming and singing a song about like getting out of the car, like just not wanting to be around her. And then Oswald is doing the same song. It's a duet, wanting to get out of that room with the vice president. And then like he snaps out of the song because somebody else shoots JFK. He's like, oh, somebody else did it. And then the vice president's like, you better run. And takes off. But it was like, it got me thinking again, like I'm remembering all the stuff now. Like the FBI documents were supposed to get released. Biden said, nah, we're pushing it out. How? This happened 55 years ago? 58 years ago?
Are you surprised?
How are we not mature enough?
Did you really think that we were going to get some JFK documents?
Dude,
and the
people
truth?
are going to have lived and died in the time that happened and not ever know what happened. Like that happened like just a few years before my dad was born. It's possible he's going to go his whole entire life and never actually know what happened.
And there's so many like theories about JFK, like that the driver shot him, that I think it's Jackie Kennedy, I think that's her name, that she shot him, that there was like 12,000 dudes in the freaking grassy knoll, you know, like shooting at him, like who knows, somebody in the gutter, the guy with the umbrella. I mean, there's literally like 1,000 different theories.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens. And this is why I always, look, guys, if you're good at like conspiracy theory stuff and like figuring things out, go do it now. Because a lot of these people, they just want to get like the clicks and then they muddy the water. It's like, go figure something else out that's happening now, right? Go look at Epstein's ranch. Go bust a pedophile ring. You know, something actual. Go follow politics. Go do the stuff between Fauci and his wife, right? Figure that out, right? Looking at old JFK footage and be like, it's the guy with the umbrella. You're never going to know, okay? And it's on purpose.
It's true.
Or the CIA is infiltrating and just putting people out there like some intern. They're like, yeah, just put a theory up there. And then he gets like...
That does happen.
Oh, that has to.
No, it definitely happens.
That has to. Yeah. And you know what it is? I bet you that somebody out there, a CIA op, intern, something, actually made the real video, but also said some ridiculous stuff in there so that everyone's like, well, that's not it.
Yeah, there's like a YouTube video out there, and the guy like
10,000 views.
Yeah.
Like a dude's like, it's the guy with the umbrella. Also, this other thing. Right. It's like ridiculous. Yeah, it was an owl man or whatever. He like flew away afterward. You're like,
meanwhile, it really was the guy with the umbrella. Like, yeah, that's true. No, but they definitely do that. I mean, the term conspiracy theorist came from the CIA because of the JFK assassination. Because people were coming up with theories, the CIA put out the term conspiracy theorist. Like, that's where the birth of that term came from, was JFK.
Look at that, dude. He's the OG. But it's like, how do you, like, that's American history, right? A president was assassinated in broad daylight. Release it.
They'll never release it.
This is what's crazy, though, right? They wouldn't release it if there was no ramifications on the people that it happened to.
Right.
They protect their own, and those people are still in power.
No, you're right, because if it was as they said, if Lee Harvey Oswald actually shot the man,
you release it.
You release it because that's already the narrative.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
No problem. Right?
Yeah.
If NASA landed on the moon, don't record over the tapes.
Yeah, don't delete the tapes, bro. Oh my God, that's the thing, bro. Like, why? The most important event in all of human history, and you just Like, I want to know what was recorded over it. Do we at least know that? Does anybody know exactly what was recorded over it?
I don't know. I heard it was like somebody accidentally. How do you even record? You have to take the tape out, put a loaded tape, rewind it all the way back like you're supposed to, stick it in something, and run.
And you know it's labeled.
Yeah.
And it's probably not just sitting on a shelf. Like, you can't.
Yeah, it's probably in some like golden encrusted box. Do not, all the tape around it and everything like that. And some guy was like,
I want to know what.
Gotta go record
is
myself
on
eat
that
this bowl
reel.
of cereal.
I want to know what's on that reel. Like, is it just some dude's kid's birthday party?
Dude, I bet you it's like some TikTok challenge.
It's probably some Epstein videos.
Well, okay, that's better.
That would be
There's
interesting.
more evidence.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, man. It's crazy that after all this time, so like when it first happened, whatever, the guy found a fully intact bullet in the gurney. And like, this was the bullet that killed JFK. No, it's completely regular. It still has the point on it.
Impossible.
It's not deformed at all.
Impossible.
Like
Anybody who knows anything about bullets and ballistics.
hitting bones.
Two people. Because it went through him and hit
all
the
kinds
governor.
of bones.
Yeah.
All kinds of bones. You hit a bone with a bullet, that thing is looking all sorts of mangled, mushroomed out and everything. So it's like from the jump, dude. And then they had let's say the most ridiculous theory at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ice bullet. What the heck?
I forgot that was an
The
actual
ice
theory.
bullet, bro.
I forgot that was a thing.
Like, how stupid are we?
Well, the Mythbusters did that, and it worked. But you're in Dallas.
Bro,
It's hot.
nobody. The only reason that was even a thing is because some guy thought of it afterward. The government's not like, what if we made an ice bullet?
You're probably right. It's like an after.
Come on.
They
If
were
you're
like-
thinking about how to assassinate somebody, we got to do it. We got to do it clean. We got to make it crazy so that nobody knows exactly what happened. Let's brainstorm some ideas. Multiple shooters. That's great. Frame a guy. Probably going to do that. Ice bullet? Get out of here.
No, but that's not what happened. They were like, ice bullet? That's the one.
Could you imagine that that's the idea they went with?
It is the government. I mean.
What's it? Here's the thing. They say the ice bullet. And then they have an actual bullet. So it's like,
True.
you know what I mean?
The
Why
thing
would
that-
you even go with that? You just go, oh, we don't know what happened. It was a laser beam. Or we never found the bullet. Not,
Right.
here it is.
Right.
And then ice bullet on top of
The
that.
thing that's weird is that Oswald was murdered by the mob. Like, that's how he died. He never went to trial.
They never do.
He never
man.
got to talk. He actually said the only things that were, like, he said that he was set up and that he was framed. That's what Oswald said, that he was set up and then the mob killed him.
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name who shot him, but he was a freaking.
I'm certain. Because we all know the mob and the government are hand in hand.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it is the same thing. It's an extension of, like, I remember people were getting all up on the guy, I think from like the Philippines or something, who's got like the motorcycle death gang. Like the leader of, I think it's the Philippines. Like he has like a motorcycle death. I don't know if he still does, but at some point, people who were drug users and suspected drug users, there was like a team that would come out and like just kill you for using drugs right there. But that was how illegal drugs are over there. But everyone was getting on him about that. Our government does the same thing. We just don't call it motorcycle death gang. We call it mob and gang. It's like,
This is why I'm glad I live in America. Because I can do drugs and not worry about a motorcycle death gang rolling up on me and taking me out.
don't ever get roped into maybe possibly shooting the president.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Well, I mean, look at all the people with the LSD experiments, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those guys were innocent thinking. I'm sure most of them were like, yeah, dude, let's trip a little bit, man. Let's Figure it out. And then all of a sudden they're strapped to a chair in front of a fan for like 35 hours, getting brainwashed, experimented on.
The Unabomber.
Yeah.
The Unabomber was one of the people being tested on in the Harvard LSD experiments.
I just came up with a theory. This is an unpopular theory, right? This is, everybody's going to hate this, but those are drugs, right? That were causing people to get, violent. Manson was part of MK Ultra, Unabomber, a lot of other people, can't remember all their names. But nowadays, we have a lot of youth shooting places up, all on medications.
Yeah. I think we've talked about that before.
Common thread there.
Yeah. That's not an unpopular theory. I like this theory.
Well, people don't like when it's like, no, it's not the medications. It's like, well, there's one common denominator.
It's true. Well, that's because people are like,
well, my kid's
big
using
pharma,
Yeah, it's upsetting to be, like, one of my pet peeves is being spoken to like I'm an imbecile. And the government consistently does that. And it's just like, oh, what would happen if, a civil war broke out? I'm like, I have no interest in fighting the left. The right and the left are the same thing. It's just a different hat. You know what I mean? It's a different color tie. One wears a red tie, one wears a blue tie. Business as usual. Nothing's changed. My dad was going on about the debt. Oh, Obama, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, Trump put trillions on too. Biden put trillions on too. Yeah. I don't think anybody's hit Obama numbers yet, but...
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying this whole time. They're all lizard people.
Nothing's changed.
They're all lizard people. That's why, there's a lot of people. Most of the people who listen to the show are like gung-ho Trump supporters. And good for you. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, but you gotta come to the realization that the dude is also a lizard man.
They're not in control.
No.
And if this presidency hasn't shown that the president's not in control, this is not a monarchy.
Yeah, but that doesn't excuse...
It doesn't excuse it.
It's like the whole, I'm just following orders thing, right? Like in Australia right now, the military is literally rounding people up and bringing them to concentration camps. Literally. And it's not called a concentration camp. They have fancy fucking nice terms for it. But that's what it is, right? And of course, they're going to be like, well, I was just following orders. I didn't know what they were doing. Doesn't matter.
And then they goose step out of there.
Doesn't... That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, man.
There's still people who were Nazis that are 100 years old that we find and they get arrested, deported, all these things because of what they did 70 years ago.
But you got a whole bunch of young whippersnappers right now in Australia ready to do the same thing, bro. And you think, I remember Bill Maher was talking to some guy, some NRA representative guy. I was like, look, I can't see in America, the people who like guns in America are also law enforcement. So they're not going to enforce that law. That's not true.
Well, see here, that's a good point because check out what they just did, right? They did all these vaccine mandates for law enforcement and military, right? So a big chunk of let's just use the police force, right? A lot of those people quit.
Yeah.
Right? So the only people who were left were the yes men. The only people who didn't quit were the people who were like, yeah, I'll get it so I can keep my job.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're also the people who will enforce bullshit laws.
Yep.
They did that on purpose.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
They wanted to get rid of the people that would have not
complied,
yeah. Right? And they were like, okay, well, you can get out of the force by your own will because you don't want to get the...
Yeah, if this isn't for you, you can go somewhere else.
Right. So now we're left with only the cops that are going to comply.
And that's the same system that goes to everything. I mean, that's why the government can hide things. Because they just... This is why oh, man. Just shut off. We were having such a good time.
Damn cameras. Technology. So when you go back to cave paintings, can we do a podcast with cave paintings?
That would be one of my favorite things ever. We just do the whole thing in hieroglyph.
Are we still recording audio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to
be like, hey, we want that hieroglyph.
Go to the website, right? This is the promo moment. He's fixing the camera. So, website, shadowbandpodcast.com, buy a shirt. Boom. Patreon.com, shadowbandpodcast, watch extra shit. Boom. What else we got? There's something else.
Yeah, we're on video now.
We're on video now on Spotify, which, according to what's happening right now,
could get old. No, I'm just kidding.
Might get weird.
No, it's all good.
Did you mean to leave the...
Oh, I could transfer now so I can see it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, just in case it goes out, you know. Don't ya know.
There we are.
So check this out, right? I was telling you this before we started. Speaking of 55 years ago when the JFK thing happened.
Dude, I'm going to be... Now, see, here's what's crazy, right? Okay. That happened before my dad was born. Mm-hmm. I'll be dead before that gets released now. There goes my chance.
You'll also be dead before the COVID jab reaction data gets released.
Is that because I'll die from getting it first, or because they're not going to release the data?
Good question. It's because the data. But no, this says FDA wants 55 years to release COVID jab reaction data. I wonder why that is.
55 years.
55 years. That means all the people who are asking questions, because you're going to be at least, 20? If you're asking these questions, yeah. Maybe 30.
They'll be 75 years old.
75, 85.
Everybody's dead. Mm-hmm. Everybody's dead.
No problem. No problem. What was I reading? I was reading
that got passed. What? I don't understand. What happened? Is that a bill?
Look. It says it took the FDA 108 days to thoroughly and completely review 329,000 pages of data submitted to gain FDA approval for its I don't know, I can't read, whatever. The shot, which was licensed, whatever. FDA now claims it needs 55 years to release those same pages to the public at a rate of 500 pages per month, as each page must be reviewed and sensitive information redacted. So the FDA took 108 days to get through 329,000 pages of reactions.
329,000 pages.
Yeah.
So that's 3 months. They were doing 100,000 pages a month.
But they don't want to give it to us until they make sure that it's thoroughly checked and redacted. So they know what the data shows, but they were, whatever the data says, they were like, wait a minute. We need to redact a bunch of shit. It's going to take us 55 years to do this on 329,000
They're going to be dead before it's done.
Yep, they don't care. They don't give a shit.
Dude, that's just what I don't understand. How is this allowed? How is this allowed?
Because people, it's not even, so a lot of people will be like the government, we do it, right? The government. But it's the people. People just go along with shit. They're just they're just the yes men. I say this all the time. I have so many friends that used to be anti-establishment, anti-big pharma, all this shit. And they're the ones who are now you have to get the thing, and you should get it. It should be mandatory. You should get it. And it's just who the fuck are you?
That's crazy.
And it's those people's fault. I will put the blame at their feet because they're not doing anything. At least we're talking about it.
I mean, dude, you put it, and I'll sign anything. We'll just get that. Let's just get footnotes out of that document.
Oh,
give me the spark notes from it.
There is some.
And it better not be blank on this blank date that we just decided to test blank on blank patients and blank. Just all redacted.
The FDA has so far only released 91 pages of 329,000. 91 pages These documents show that within the first 2.5 months of the Pfizer shots rollout, Pfizer received 42,086 reports of adverse events, including 1,223 fatalities in the first 2.5 months. So this is why they have to redact 329,000 pages, and it's going to take them 55 years, because just in 91 pages,
oh my gosh,
there's
dude.
1,223 fatalities in the first 2.5 months.
91 pages in, and there's 1,200 deaths.
Yep.
Extrapolate that out, bro.
Yep.
You're in the millions. Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, how crazy would it be if most of the people who died from COVID were actually people that got the jab?
Well, that's the other thing too, right? So,
oh my gosh.
So, I forget which study it was. There's a study, right, that literally shows that, your natural immunities, just from getting COVID and then getting over it, 100% raw dog, right, your antibodies can last a long, long time and be very strong. And then if you catch it again, your antibodies automatically know what to do, and they ramp up, and you're good, right? I don't think there's been any cases, any documented cases at least, of somebody who got COVID, got over it naturally, and then got it again and gave it to somebody, right? However, you get the jab, it only provides less protection for a less period of time, right? And the people who got the shot and then got COVID afterwards, a lot of them got it bad.
I think 3 or 4 people that got COVID, then got double vaccinated, got COVID again and died.
That's crazy.
3 or 4, maybe 3 people.
My boss's friend, his wife, last words, so much for the shot.
Jeez. But they tell you, but you have to trust them because
no, you should definitely get it. It's 100% safe and effective.
Yeah. Look, they've been saying that they need less people in the world for so long. I don't understand. Like, people can make especially people that are in like the conspiracy theory world, they can make as many logical leaps as humanly possible. They could see some blurry picture of sticks, it's Bigfoot. They can see, some guy dressed in a suit, it's the Yeti. They could, they've never been anywhere in the world, literally, and they're just like, nope, this is how the rest of the world is. It's just whatever it is. There's some real weird stuff out there. They can make any jump, any logical leap. And you'd be like, well, they're trying to eliminate the population through this vaccine. Nope. No, that's impossible.
Not here.
Or you got people who have historically, like you said, they're always, government's too intrusive, and you actually show them their tax rate, how much they're getting taxed, and where the money is going. They're like, "Grr, they don't have my best interests in mind. Grr." Bill Gates is trying to kill everybody.
No, that's crazy.
That's not true.
You're crazy.
That's not true.
I mean,
like, dude,
this is the world I've lived in.
That's not that big of a leap.
15 years now, where it's like I say something and it sounds crazy, right? And then like a couple years goes by and it turns out to be right, and then people are like, well,
lucky guess.
Yeah, lucky guess. Kind of like this. You see the CDC data on Florida? Super low. We're like the lowest.
Yeah.
We're like the lowest.
Top 3 lowest.
Yeah, we're like one of the lowest. Whatever. We're not getting it. No problem. Florida's good. No mandates. Hardly any kind of lockdown at all.
Yeah.
Right?
It's very short.
No mask mandates.
No mask mandates unless you're in like businesses.
This is not even a mandate, though.
It's not a mandate.
Businesses in Florida, they have the sign that says, most of the signs say, please wear a mask. Yeah. It'd be cool if you wore a mask. Don't be a dick, wear a mask.
Well, you want to know why the numbers are so low? And this is the honest truth. The numbers are low because people are wearing their masks in their car. They're really doing a good job. That's where
And
it's
on
spreading.
their bikes. I saw a guy on his bike.
Skateboarding with a mask on. You're the real heroes.
Yeah,
You're
for
really
sure.
protecting everything.
For
You're
sure.
blowing straight up diesel out of the back of your car. Straight up noxious gases out of the back of your car that if you stuck your mouth on for like 4 seconds, you'd be dead. Yep. But keep that mask on, buddy.
I saw a lady the other day in a convertible, top down, driving down the road. We're going like 45 miles an hour.
Bugs out.
2 masks on. I was like, okay.
That should be illegal, bro. If you pass out,
Yeah.
you're in a friggin' metal missile.
It's dangerous.
God help us. Those are the people that are voting, man.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are like, yeah, who cares about JFK?
Yeah.
Who cares? Well, this is one thing, and I think I said this before on the podcast. Dave Chappelle said this. They just overwhelm you with information. They overwhelm you with bad news. You know what he said? When he was a kid, the space shuttle blew up, and that was a traumatic event. But for today's people, the spaceship blows up every day. Space shuttle blows up every single day. Every day is a traumatic event.
It's true.
And it's like you can't care.
Well, they did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah, they do it on
You know?
purpose.
That's the whole point of social media and all that shit.
It's just all bad all the time.
But if you think about this, like they're creating an unlimited food source for the interdimensional psychic vampires. Because if every single person, every single day is going through traumatic events, but it doesn't really faze them because all that trauma energy is not only mind control, right? But it's also just feeding the demons. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
it's because like you make a whole population of people that would oust you not care. You render them powerless just by bombarding them with negative stuff. You turn on the news, everybody's dead, everybody's sick, everybody's shot this person and that person. Only black people are killed by the cops. Only, white people are in power in the world. And they're the only corrupt ones ever. It's just like, every country's trying to fight somebody. It's Israel's fault. It's somebody else's, Syria's fault. It's this person's fault. We're at war. We're not at war. We're in there. We leave. They take over. Everybody's dead. It's just like, we've been in a Cold War with Russia for 50 years.
Yeah.
And China too.
Yeah.
And now North Korea.
Still.
And the Middle East.
Still.
Where are we not in a Cold War with? They were deploying so many troops into Africa during this whole Middle East thing. Like, so many bases in Africa that nobody knew about. All hush-hush. It's like, you just bombarding, just more stuff, more COVID, more variants, more don't go to Thanksgiving, more corruption, more Rand Paul clips. It just keeps going.
More Rand Paul clips. Dude, Rand Paul, dude.
He's a sellout.
Listen,
He's like, we need a better vaccine, a new vaccine.
Yeah.
I don't want to say
But
it.
how good does it feel to watch him make Fauci super uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's great, but he's also calling for another vaccine.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm not.
For something that doesn't kill that many people.
I'll say it again. They're all lizard people.
Yeah, we got to take good with the bad. And it is good that he is standing his ground, or at least calling Fauci out. But it's like the pot calling the kettle black.
Hilarious. Yeah, no, you're right. 100%. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
It's like
I
like Larry Elder getting up there and be like,
Harambe
I'll
down.
wear the mask with you. We don't want to wear the mask.
Yeah.
That's the wrong point, dude. Yeah. You're trying to get up there and be like everybody's hero. Like, I'm not going to be like Gavin Newsom. I'm going to wear my mask. No. At least we know, because Gavin Newsom, he knew this is all fake. Mm-hmm. At least you would make us all think it's real.
Yep.
So you're worse. Take a friggin' hike, dude.
Oh, man.
It's just, no, they're all lizards, dude.
They're all lizards, man.
They're all in on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was JFK the one that wasn't in on it. He was trying to disband the CIA. He was, what was he trying to? He was trying to end like some kind of drug thing. I'm pretty sure
he didn't go along with the Cuban Missile or
yes.
what's it called? Northwoods.
Yeah, Operation Northwoods.
Yeah, he didn't want to go along with that.
Was it Northwoods? Yeah.
Northwoods. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He was the real like what Donald Trump claimed he was going to be. He was trying to really drain the swamp.
But was he?
I mean, he got freaking his head blown off. I think so, bro.
Did he?
You think he's still alive?
I'm not saying I think he's still alive. What I'm saying is, did he get his head blown off? Did he? You know, were you there? Did you see this happen?
Bro,
Do you know anybody who could verify that that was him and they watched that person get their head? Could have been a double. Could be completely faked. The footage and the history books, all completely faked.
You think Lee Harvey Oswald was actually in their car? Dude, here's the best conspiracy ever, bro. JFK shot Lee Harvey Oswald dressed as JFK.
Oh, no.
I'm a CIA operative.
I'm just saying, you know.
No, dude. Unfortunately, like I saw somebody posted, I think in Shadow Band, maybe it was some other guy I follow on Facebook. I don't remember. He posted, if the news is this fake, imagine what history's like.
Yeah, I seen that.
I was like, whoa, dude. Yeah, man. I started thinking about everybody. Like it wasn't like Andrew Garfield assassinated or something like that. I was like, yeah, man. Actually, the whole thing could be crazy. You know, like
half the people. I mean, that's the whole old world Tataria situation. Is like, how do we know that the history books are like? How do we know that? I don't know. Pick somebody, right? Freaking who's the guy?
Even like Abraham Lincoln's got wooden teeth. No, it's not true.
Yeah. How do we even know Abraham Lincoln was a real person?
Not Abraham Lincoln. George Washington.
George Washington. How do we know he's a real person?
I mean, yeah.
Could just all be fabricated history because they had to make up history because some shit went down and they can't tell us what went down.
Yeah, dude, it's
you know what I mean?
Well, it's like you'd never know the behind the scenes stuff. Like stuff comes out, but like you don't actually know. You know, like all the stuff that happened in like World War II with, you know, this guy with the Enigma machine and this guy figured it out. And it's like, cool. That's a really awesome story, whatever. But it's like, do you know most people don't know Hitler fought in World War I? Most people don't know that. You want to know why? Because for some reason, that's just not a big part of it's like, he's the main villain. Nobody really knows his origin story.
Or the fact that he was a Rothschild.
Or the fact that he was a Rothschild.
Or a Jew.
He was Jewish?
Yep.
No way.
Look it up.
No way, bro.
Look it up.
That would be insane.
Look it up, dude. I'm telling you.
Dude.
I mean, again, who knows, right? I don't know for sure.
Oh, my gosh.
But I'm just saying, look it up, you know?
But that's the thing. They would never, like, if anything happened now, they're never going to tell you. Never. Everybody's really hoping that some stuff's going to come out with Ghislaine Maxwell. Nothing is going
Here's what's going to happen.
Come out.
This is a good topic. The Ghislaine Maxwell, right? Or as I like to call her, Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's what I think. I think that's how you spell it. I mean, that's how you pronounce it.
Ghislaine?
Yeah.
Like, never mind. I'm not going to go too deep into that joke. You get it.
Yeah, we get it.
But so what's going to happen is, this is just a prediction here.
You heard it here first.
2 or 3 people will go down.
Fall guys.
2 or 3 people. A couple fall guys will go down to make everybody be like, oh, look. Oh, look. And that's it.
You know what's going to happen? Let's take it one step further.
Okay. Here
I don't know. Ready?
Here we go.
Ready?
Here we go.
Just let's drive on it for a second. Who do you think they just released 3 people that were on that plane?
Yeah.
Who do you think their fall guy's going to be?
Trump.
There you go.
I saw that article.
There you go.
I saw the article. It said,
they're going to be like, you wanted us to put her on trial.
Listen, this
We're
article,
arresting Donald Trump right before the 2024 election.
This article said, I forget all the people, but it was like this guy, Trump, Clinton, this guy, all on Epstein's plane, right? So that's the headline. So I'm like, oh, interesting. Let's click on it, right? I read the headline. I read the first paragraph. It says basically the same shit. Then the next 3-4 paragraphs in the article were literally only about Trump. I get to the end of the article, I was like, what about Clinton and the other 8 people listed in the headline?
Yeah,
you literally only talked about Trump.
And they've interviewed the people that for sure identify that Trump was there. And they're like, he was a gentleman. And didn't really want anything to do with them.
Who
Clinton, on the other hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, here again.
Fiddling diddling.
They're all lizard people. If it came out that Trump was doing shit too, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, no.
At all. I'm not going to say that he was or he wasn't. I don't know. Same with Clinton. I don't know. But.
Oh, but you do.
I'm just saying, like, not surprised one way or the other.
The Prince guy?
Yeah. Prince Andrew.
You do, though.
But the point of the article situation, it's like, how are you going to list 5, 6 people and then the whole article is about one of them?
Yeah, no, it's a bunch of baloney. And what drives me up the wall is that it works. Mm-hmm. It works. Nobody who's reading that is going, but what about the other people?
I am.
Yeah. We're this much of the people.
I know, I get it.
You know what I mean? Like, they're going to write that out. 2 million people are going to see it, and they're all going to go, Trump. That's the only reason they're going to care about the Ghislaine Maxwell thing. Mm-hmm. But it's like the guy who really would have spilled the beans, they JFK'd him. Died in a cell, didn't hang himself, that's for sure.
Might not have died in the cell.
Might not have died in a cell, dude. We don't even know. That's the thing. It's like they're never going to tell you.
No.
His ranch, still in New Mexico. Mm-hmm. Still there. Haven't leveled that. It's breeding ranch or whatever.
Baby factory ranch.
Yeah, dude. Still there.
Remember we got into that one time?
Yeah,
baby
dude.
Factories?
Yeah, you blew my mind.
It's fucked up.
Blew my mind. You're never going to know. You're never going to know just how involved Bill Gates is with the government. Pfizer owns a news station. What is it? ABC News? NBC News?
Probably more than
Brought
that.
to you by Pfizer.
No, that was all of them. That was ESPN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, Fox.
What do they own? Viacom?
No. They're brought to you by Pfizer. It's the big one. They're
It's
the
a sponsor,
biggest,
which means they own them.
Well, here's the thing, right? So like I'm anti-big pharma, right? For sure. But the problem is, like, let's say I was Lord Emperor of all things, and I just decided to say, no more Pfizer, no more big pharma, period. Like, just abolish big pharma. The world's economy would collapse because they make so much money.
They pay for everything.
They pay for everything.
Yeah.
And everything would collapse without them because of this bullshit corrupt system that all the countries have fed into.
All of them.
So it's like, now I'm like in this place where it's like, yeah, fuck big pharma, but also like, I like things and I like eating. So...
Yeah, I mean, but it's like you can't. This is the thing. It's like I can get upset that people are like, they don't care. But it's like you also, what can you do?
You can grow your own food.
Yeah,
right?
I guess you can grow your own food.
Could grow.
You got to do what the billionaires do.
You got to do what the billionaires do.
You have to do what the billionaires do.
Yeah.
They're not on. They're reading books. They're not watching TV all day. They're not using their own products. They are buying land. You have to do what the billionaires do. Mm-hmm. They're investing in every natural disaster thing you could possibly find. They're buy as this thing goes all the way up. They're going to sell. It's going to crash. I mean, it's going to crash. They're going to sell and it's going to crash.
They're going to sell, then it's going to crash.
They're going to sell and make it. Yeah, then make it crash. Yeah. And they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. This pandemic, which is the regular average Joe's worst years, were the billionaires' best years.
Oh, yeah. Biggest transfer of wealth in human history. All of the money went up.
To the same people. Mm-hmm. The guys, when it says the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, that happened super ultra mega the last 2 years.
Well, the government will pass these multi-trillion-dollar spending bills, right? And all the dildos who think that like this is a good idea, right? They get their little $1,400 check. They think everything's going good, right? They don't realize that all that money is going straight to the top.
Yeah, I took my stimulus check and I gave it to a bank who then took my stimulus check and put it into the stock market, gambled that crap, and then that money went to BlackRock.
And Vanguard, yeah. Oops.
Yeah, so the government...
Who'd have thought?
The government, right, in theory, in practice, this is what they did. They took $30 trillion and said, we're going to give it to people. They can't work, so they have to pay bills. The bills go to the billionaires. That's why they call them billionaires, because you pay them with your bills.
Yeah.
I think that's why.
It's stupid.
Well, you have to do what they do, right? And like you were saying, you got to grow your own stuff. You have to unplug from the matrix. You have to realize this is not that real, right? They know that the spiritual warfare thing, they know all of that stuff is real, dude. There's no reason why Bill Gates is buying domestic land. Like some of the most primo farmland in the whole country. He owns the most of it. NASA is trying to, and they're all trying to get off of the planet.
Okay, wait, hold on. So this is totally kind of like taking a sharp turn here, because you said NASA, and it made me think of this new study that came out. They're saying now they think that the water on Earth came from the sun. I'm not bullshitting you. Look it up. Freaking NASA and other physicists are saying they're pretty sure all the water on the Earth came from the sun. Riddle me that shit.
How?
Riddle me that shit. I read the article. They're talking about solar winds carried microscopic nanoparticles of water through space, and that's why the sun seeded the earth with water. That's how inverted this fucking world is we live in now. It's so backwards. Everything is so backwards that places like NASA could come out and say, yeah, the water came from the sun. And people will be like, oh, thank God for NASA for figuring that one out. Yeah, yeah, wrap your mind right. Go ahead, take your time and just let that one sink in for a minute. I'm not kidding. Anybody can look this up. I'll look it up for you right now, because I'm telling you.
That is bonkers, dude. The water came from the sun that doesn't have water on it. So it was just water just floating in space, and it just somehow blew into Earth and didn't incinerate in our supposed atmosphere we have?
Yeah.
I mean, look, they get close to stuff that like the Bible talks about, like that there was water around the earth, and that's where a lot of the water on the earth came from, because the bubble popped. You know, that's a known thing, but like they don't come from the sun. This giant fireball in the sky.
Yeah, there's just a whole bunch. I'll just read you like that. Is the sun the likely source of the Earth's water?
No.
Next one. Part of the Earth's water came from the sun. New study says some of the Earth's water may have come from the sun. Earth's water may have come from the sun. Yeah, that's the world we live in now.
Somebody got paid to come up with that. Dude, you could have any job. You know what I mean? Like, what is this? What does an education even do? They're getting all these government grants, tax dollars going to NASA to say, I think the water came from the sun. There's $2 billion.
See, that's the biggest problem that I have with all of this. Same with like Fauci's, right? Fauci's in trouble for the beagle testing, right? Where you ripped the vocal cords out of beagles, stuck their head in a box with sandflies, and like the beagles were just completely destroyed. Right? I know it's terrible, but you know, and then like the maximum pain experiments on chimpanzees, also by Fauci, right? Where they're just seeing how much pain can these things take. There's a study out there to see if fish can become addicted to nicotine. Okay.
Just smoking Marlboros.
I'm serious. We paid for this. The problem is there's people, right? These scientists, right? The experts, they, like you said, they get these grants, right? Now they want to drive their Tesla. They like their little $100,000, $200,000 a year. It's nice. I would like that too. That'd be great, right? So what they do is, instead of losing that money when the last study goes over, they're like, fuck, we got to think of something so we can get more money. They're like, let's see. We'll write up a thing and see if we can get some money to see if fish can become addicted to nicotine. Oh yeah, write it up. send it to the government. Of course, nobody in the government reads anything because they're all idiots. And they're like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, this is going in with our new research and development project for the new defense budget or something, or Exxon Mobil's trying to come up with some clean energy. But buried in there in that grant is $2 million to Fauci to go incinerate monkeys and keep them alive. What?
Trust the experts,
dude. I wish that I had just to get away from everybody money. I wish I had that just like
money, as Joe Rogan
go out into the middle of nowhere and have my own little joints and just that's it, man. I have my own spot. Or I could just chill. I could have my own food, my own water, just a little hole in the wall town I can go to get my things. And that's it, man.
We're working on it. Join the Patreon.
That's it, dude. Just get me away from everybody, dude. These elites, they know what's going on. They know the end is coming. They're all trying to insulate themselves from it. They're buying up the land. They're trying to blow up the meteorite. They're digging up in the caps. They're experimenting on... They're experimenting on people. They're trying to eliminate the population. I just want to be tucked away so that way when the population is less, I can go blast down the freeway and nobody's there. Like, what can you do? It's rigged so that you just have to kind of strap in and go. Like, if there was a full-on us against the government, they're blowing us up.
Yeah.
They're for sure blowing us up.
Biden already said this out of his own mouth. He was talking about the Second Amendment people. He was like, oh, you think your guns are going to protect you from tyrannical government? Well, we have nukes. That's what he said. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. Did you not catch that one?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, look it up.
Dude, this is what I'm saying, man. The government, we made the Second Amendment so that the government couldn't go, we're going to fight. But that's back when we had the same firepower as the government. But now we've made it so that the government has unlimited money, unlimited bullets. Have you seen the railgun that does like 30,000 bullets in a minute? Just it's like they put that through a town, everybody's dead.
They have satellite weapons.
Dude, the non-lethals that they have, the what I call them, the ball cookers. It's like the big microwave thing,
Directed
and it just
energy
blasts
weapons.
you with microwaves and just cooks you.
Directed energy weapons.
You just turn into beef jerky right there on the floor. You can't fight a beef jerky gun.
Especially if it's orbiting.
Yeah, it just flies over and just cooks everybody.
Yeah.
You have one installed on every street corner.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
You have one installed every 100 meters.
I carry one around with me.
Dude, yeah. It's like, what can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do? You know what? I take it back, guys. Find Bigfoot, because what else can you do? If they found Epstein, they would have gotten killed.
I'm actually trying to set up a Bigfoot hunt with the boys from Infinite Rabbit Hole.
I want to go on a Bigfoot hunt.
We don't have anything in stone. We just talk about it. And I think half of it's like joke talking about it, but at the same time, like I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out to wherever and
I would love to go and actually try to find a Bigfoot.
I heard one the other night.
I think it's one, fun, and two,
camping's fun.
Camping is fun, but like just also, I would love. Here's what we should do. Here's what we got to do. Right, we get a Bigfoot chaser to go with
like
us.
a professional,
a real
good one? Okay.
Bigfoot hunter,
All right.
And we do no cameras. Like not like we're not doing like a TV show where they have to find something. It's like, look, we're just going out. There's no pressure. Like, let's go and really go for the snap. Like, let's plan it out. We don't have to go now. We can plan it as far in advance. You can do all the research you want. And then the day we go looking, we're going to be there. And we're going to just keep it real minimal. We're going to spot that bad boy.
We can only bring like a Razor flip phone camera.
Yeah. Something real low key.
Because that's how you're supposed to take pictures of Bigfoot, is with like
the blurriest camera
like
you can
a
find.
1 megapixel.
Yeah, you can only have cameras that have a knife mark in the lens. Only with Scotch tape over the lens.
Jeremy sent this meme to me one day, and it was, I don't remember what it said, but it was like a dude in the woods, And then like over here in the back in the woods was like a red circle in the trees, and it said something to the effect like, you know, you'll look at this red circle and immediately think that it's Bigfoot or something. Like, and there was nothing. Like nothing was circled. It was just like a branch circled. And like I'm sitting there looking at. I spent like a good 2 or 3 minutes looking at the red circle. I was like, turning in. I was like, is there really a Bigfoot there? And I was like, no, somebody just put a circle in the back of this picture.
Yeah. Well, there's something about the lore though that I do believe with this stuff. Like, there's always like this. Me and my dad were talking about it kind of in like a tangential way, but it's like there's like these arcs in like all of cultures, or that you'll see them in pop culture, like these stories that keep popping up, and it's like they've got to be somewhat true.
Yeah.
Right. You've got like the beasts that are all over the world. Multiple cultures have. It's a Bigfoot. It's a Kandahar giant. It's, you know, I'm sure there's something in
Native
China.
Americans talk about it in their
There's
lore
there's
stuff.
always something. It runs true. Like it either did exist for sure at one point and still may. Like it just they got what was the other one? The like the hidden cities, the forgotten cities, and all like Atlantis, Roanoke floating off into nowhere. You got the Loch Ness monster, but like, you know, then you got the Kraken. You've got and there's like all these. Everybody's got the story. Every culture, every time period, they've got like this lore. But it's like, is it just a story
For the
across
record,
the whole world?
right. For the record, I'm a firm believer that a lot of those are real. Like I think that there is some hominid creature living out there. Call it Bigfoot or whatever you want. I think that's totally not only possible, right? But I'm pretty sure that it's true. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's proved it wrong. It's like anything else, right? Like we could talk about the craziest shit. I talk about lizard people all day long, and people will be like, "That's crazy." And I'm like, "Prove me wrong."
Yeah, go pull on the top of Biden's head, see if a lizard mask.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can, and like I can't prove it right just as much as you can't prove it wrong. And until one thing or the other is shown to be factual.
Yeah. Well, also the evidence would be in your favor because all over the world there is stories of giants.
I heard a Bigfoot the other day.
Yeah,
I got out the RV and I was walking across, right, to Mom's house. You know, and you know how it is.
There is a rumored Bigfoot out on Chileo.
Dude, I swear, bro, and it was like dark out, and I heard like some. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I went in the house, right?
Got your compound bow?
No, I just got a coffee.
Oh.
And then I came back out. Yeah. So I came back outside, and then I heard cows, and I was like, maybe it was just a cow that made that noise.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
Yeah. Maybe the neighbor was out there trying to herd a cow.
I'd never heard a cow make that noise before.
Maybe the neighbor heard that cow alive. It's like, shh.
Jeremy was telling me that there's a story of a Bigfoot that throws live alligators at you.
Yeah, that sounds...
Worst case scenario.
That sounds really believable.
Worst case scenario. Not only are you being attacked by Bigfoot, but he's throwing live alligators at you.
Like a javelin throw, dude. You just got him like lined up on his back, just... And the thing's just like through the air.
Terrifying.
It doesn't even like bite you. It just lands on you.
It just smacks
800-pound alligator. This stuff's got to be real, man. I mean, it runs through the course. You got the Matrix. You know, that story keeps popping up, and it's eerily relatable. You know, you got the Truman Show. They had the one came out with Ryan Reynolds. They got the Matrix. The Matrix is coming back again. Because everybody, all the Black Mirror stuff, it's like it keeps coming back. And I'm sure other cultures, I don't watch other cultures' movies, I'm sure that they've got the same kind of stories where they're just in some place and they think it's real, but it's not. Mm-hmm. Or there's something more real. It's like it just keeps coming through.
I wonder if they're manifesting it with that, though. Like, I wonder if none of that is real until like they put out a movie or 20 and then like enough people see it and then like the energy's put out and then it manifests.
I think.
Right? Like you see this 20, 30, 40 years of film, like all these things you're talking about, then all of a sudden meta.
So are you going to go into the metaverse?
I have an Oculus. I've already been there.
No, but this one's going to be different.
No, Oculus is owned by Facebook. I've been in the metaverse, and it's dope.
You going to get a haptic suit?
I want one.
See? So you know what I'm saying when I'm like, bro, hack me off at the legs and plug me into a machine, bro.
But here's the difference. I'll be in the metaverse knowing full well what it is.
Yeah.
And I'll be aware of what's happening, right? Most of the people in the metaverse will have no idea what's going on. They'll have no idea all the things that are being tracked. They won't even care even if they knew. At least I'll be there aware. I'll be Neo. I'll be in the Matrix aware that I'm in the Matrix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bending spoons and stuff.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, it's fun. You play some first-person shooters in VR.
Yeah, but what happens
fun.
when they're just like lounges?
I've done those too.
You know, and you're like cooler in the lounge than you are in real life.
I've done that too. I have a poker game that I play on VR sometimes, and you sit around the table with other people online, and everybody's got your avatar that you made, right? And you're playing poker.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.
You're playing poker.
You're getting
right?
a new host next
week.
week.
And it's fun, right? And it's cool. No. But at the same time, like I'm aware of what's going on. I know that the Oculus is tracking my eyeballs. And I know that it's tracking my hands, and it's looking at the room.
Nuking your brain, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wear the
Oh, I'm sure that's doing a whole bunch. You're sitting there plugged right in. Dude, it's scary though, man. I heard Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro, they were talking about like they're going to make it so that it's addictive. It's going to be so addictive to be in there. Like, look at what your phone can do and these stupid apps where you're just scrolling and refresh. And that's addictive enough. Now you're in it. Now, what happens when you're cooler in there than you are in real life?
And then you get unplugged.
Oh, dude.
Like, let's say you get kicked out of the metaverse because you posted the wrong thing.
Well, this is exactly what Ben Shapiro said. He's like, I think the barbarians come to the gate. The people that aren't plugged in are the ones that take everything over. Like, really take it over. Because everybody's going to be socially inept, physically inept, and the Mongols come, the Mongolians, is that what they're called? I don't know. I feel like I just...
We got it.
I feel like I just offended...
Who cares? Don't be offended.
I didn't say Mongoloids. I said Mongolians. The Mongolians come, the real savages come in, and they show you what...
Well, that's what's happening. China is banning video games, like, for certain...
Dude.
You know, they're banning femininity in men.
We're getting taken over.
You know what I'm saying? Like, China's doing that. They're literally like, no. They see what's happening, and they're like, no. While we're over here like, plug me in, daddy, right? And then like,
and we've demonized them for so long. I mean, hey, look, I know people that have been in China for extended periods of time. They've seen like roadside abortions performed. The neighbors rat out the ladies in the neighborhood, and they're like, this lady's having another kid. They will pull up in a van, grab the lady, kill the baby, roll off, leave her in the street. Savages, absolute monsters. They're 100% right to limit video games and ban effeminate, like...
Well, they're playing along.
Like, glorifying effeminate men.
China's been an empire for thousands of years. America's only 300 years old.
Yeah, they
right?
have been.
The Western civilization...
Nobody has laid a finger on them.
No.
In thousands of years.
Nope.
That land has been that land.
They don't care if it takes another 1,000 years to take over.
They got the longest game.
Yeah.
And they're not homogenized either. So it's like, if in 1,000 years, if it takes 1,000 years, China is still, it's China. If America takes 100,000, another 100 years, another 200 years, I mean, like, we're not America. Nobody claims to be American,
right,
except white people. That's it.
And even white people are talking about seceding.
Yeah.
And creating a new whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like...
You know what I mean?
I can't even list myself. I have to say African American.
I've been doing that lately.
But I have to. I can't list as American, otherwise I have to list as white. Right?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I can't list my actual nationality. I have to say that I'm African American. Never been to Africa, not born there. I have to list, right?
Yeah.
If I was born in Italy, I'm Italian. Okay, I talk like this. Okay, born in China, I'm Chinese. Born in America, I'm American.
No, but that's not an option. It's Caucasian. Isn't that weird?
Like,
But I have been putting African American on a couple things.
like how? I don't understand.
You got to
that,
play
dude.
the system. Here's what you do. From now on, you put when it asks you your gender, you put non-binary. Okay.
Or like, do not want to discuss.
Yeah. Don't either non-binary or prefer not to say, and then your ethnicity, you have to put a minority.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Take your
Yeah,
pick. You know, I choose African American because I am Nigerian, so I can prove that. If somebody came to me with some bullshit, I'd be like, bam, here's the documentation.
It's in the blood.
Absolutely, right? And then that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then in work history, work history,
Disabled veteran.
transabled. You got to put
transabled veteran. All that stuff. No, it's bad, man. Like I can't even identify as what I actually am. I have to be in their mold. And then what they do is they take anything I do, and now I'm a representative of something I don't even identify as. Oh, well, the African American community feels this way. Or actually what ends up happening is I end up skewing their whole thing because they're like, this guy has got to be white. There's no way this guy's a black dude.
I wonder how many people listen to the show and don't watch and think you're a white dude.
Dude, my dad gets that all the time. He'll do like phone interviews or whatever, and then he shows up for the job and they're like, what? You're black? He's like, yeah, hi, how are you? Like, just, you never suspect it.
That's so funny. I bet you 90% of the people that listen to this think that you're white.
They could.
Creamer's black-ish.
I'm
He's
American.
blackish. You're blackish.
I'm American. That's what I am.
Can we put a new blackish? Because I'd put blackish.
Blackish?
Because
That's
that
a
makes
show.
me
I heard it was not good.
not good.
Yeah. Don't want to promote them on this.
That's funny as hell. My friend posted some shit yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, 'tis the season for extreme capitalism." While he's on his phone, made by slaves.
Hey, dude, look.
Time for extreme capitalism.
Capitalism rips.
Yeah, it does.
But let me tell you something. Socialism rips too. You want to know what messes it up? Both of them up?
Corruption.
There you go. Socialism would rip if there wasn't lazy people. Capitalism would rip if there wasn't greedy people.
So would you be down for a socialist state if it was run by artificial intelligence? The fact that you're thinking about this right now means you're no longer part of the show. You're done.
No,
I hope everybody enjoyed Creamer the last 50 episodes.
Here's what I thought, right? As soon as you said that. There's another theme. AI has to destroy man because man is its biggest plague, right?
Yeah, that's Skynet, yeah.
Skynet, Cyberdyne, iRobot, same theme. It keeps popping up. I think, and this is where me and my dad, like, we took it like to a biblical reference where it's like, we know it is written and it's been in human history for a long time throughout all kinds of different cultures, but it's like, I think it's like written in our DNA. That does happen. It's just not AI, right? God does destroy man in the end. It's done. You can't get this right. You can't get it right. He sets up the kingdom and throws Satan in hell, and then for 1,000 years, and then as soon as he releases him back into the world, he says, all right, here's the last iteration of human governance. You had just me and you had just you had judges, you had kings, you had prophets, you had kings, dictators, you had representative democracies and blah, blah, blah. You have every iteration of human government. Now you have me here. And now I'm going to introduce one little thing, and you're going to try to kill me. And then he goes, okay, we're done. I've given you all the variations. Here's full proof that you'll never get it right. Everybody's dead. I'm getting out of here. And it's like, that's iRobot. That's Skynet. Just said, look, you're not going to get it right. You're the bad guy. Done.
That would suck.
it's going to suck. Everybody's going to be like, oh, hold on. No, you're done. Same thing with like the Matrix and all the like, this isn't that real. The spiritual realm, man. It's like, we know. And so we make it in our movies and stuff. It's like, we just don't call it what it is.
You can't say that about the Matrix because that movie was all about trans rights. No, I'm serious. Did you not know this?
Dude, that's what they said about X-Men. They're like, oh, this is about gay rights. The mutants are gays. Yeah. I'm like, bro, no, it's not.
The Wachowski sisters, who used to be the Wachowski brothers, have literally come out. The people who you know what I'm talking about. They're the creators of the Matrix trilogy.
Don't believe the hype,
and they come out and they're like, it's about trans.
No, it's not.
Well, nope. You're an extremist.
No, it's
You're
not.
an extremist.
Sorry to burst your bubble, okay? It's about the spiritual realm. That's what it's about.
No, that's too deep. That's too deep.
Truman Show, the other one, Ryan Reynolds, Matrix. It's all about there's more. There's something more real out there.
Have you watched the Truman Show yet?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's one of my top movies.
Who was it that was like...
Me.
You were the one that never saw it.
Never saw it. And you were like, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. Finally, I watched it. It's one of my favorite movies.
So here's what I think we should do. I think we should do something where we watch it and we stop it every 30 seconds.
Let's do it.
Because there's so much.
Oh, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to have a special guest on for our Christmas episode. But I think we should also do another drop, like a live. We watch the show.
I'm down with that.
We'll do it all together.
We'll have to pause it a lot, though, so we don't get...
Oh, it's going to be a very, very long video.
Yeah.
But it's a live. Yeah. But we'll live stream it. Because that movie is jam slam packed.
Maybe we'll do it on Discord so we don't get copyright strikes.
We don't get pulled down. 100%. All right. That's a plan. I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about that, too.
Because now that I know the movie, I can go back and watch it again and get more out of it.
And see, like, all the little...
Very nice.
Anyways, I got to go to work in the morning, so, been fun, been real.
These episodes could be longer if you just support us on Patreon.
Yeah, I mean, if we had enough Patreon subs, I would do 10-hour episodes.
Yeah, we do multiple a week because we don't have to work.
We
already do multiple a week. You do a lot of them.
No, I've pulled back. I'm doing now one a week.
Yeah,
because I got a little sucked in there for a while. I was doing like 5 episodes a week.
There's more.
Yeah.
But drop the support, guys. We're trying to live off this. I'm not going to be I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to be the government. Okay.
I've already said I want to build a bunker.
Top pay transporters, come to the bunker. The rest of them, sorry, you can wait outside.
You can wait outside.
All right, see you in the next one.
Bye. Don't eat the synthetic meat.